Hello everyone, welcome back to Mindful and Mellow. Today we're going to do a mid-August tarot reading. We're going to use the Morgan Greer Tarot deck. We will pull a number of cards and we'll also maybe use the Robin Wood Tarot deck to clarify if need be. So we're going to kind of get a sense as to what your current energy is, what may be holding you back, what you may not see coming, and then just things to know, kind of like I call it like the area of like the good stuff, things that are going on in your life. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Current energy, we have the Four of Wands. It's a good current energy to start off with. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so the area of like what's holding you back. The King of Swords. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Sun card. The Sun card, beautiful. What you don't see coming. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Strength card. And then kind of capping it, the area of the good stuff, we have the Eight of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords. All right, so two eights side by side. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So let's start off with current energy. Current energy looks really good. It looks really positive. Starting off with the Four of Wands is really kind of like, it could be like a marriage card. It's certainly a celebration card. It's all about stability though, right? So maybe you're feeling pretty good. Maybe you're feeling financially stable, or you're feeling like maybe your spending is a little bit more in check. And or you could be in a relationship that's kind of feeling very stable and very fulfilling, and maybe it's moving the direction of, somebody you could spend time with. Some of you may have been thinking about this particular person and wondering, thinking, is this somebody I could see myself with over the long term? And maybe you're thinking more broadly about what you truly want and desire. That would certainly be a good thing. So, definitely always good to see the Four of Wands there, because the fours, it's also the 11-11 card, so you can be particularly intuitive during this time. You may be getting some hits or some insights, or just gut feelings maybe that, and maybe you're subconsciously unaware that that's what's coming through, and it's a gut feeling, or it's your intuition, or it's your inner being, or whatever. But you might be kind of in that vibe, in that mode right now, okay? The Page of Wands is also related to like maybe starting something new, maybe picking up a new hobby or habit or something like that that's really kind of lighting you up and kind of excites you. And that could be with regards to whatever this Four of Wands is. So this, if it is a relationship, it could be something that's really kind of exciting you, and you've got a lot of adventures together, or you're taking adventures with somebody, okay? But this, the Ten of Wands is also kind of like, putting down a burden, is kind of like reaching the end state. And that might be part of it. Maybe like this is the first month you've been able to kind of, August is a period of time where you're able to put something to rest. And maybe that happened during the month of July. And now you're kind of able to pick up something brand new, okay? And you're finding like you're spending more time on things you enjoy is kind of what I'm getting. So, the Ten of Wands, the tens, as you know, is kind of like, on one hand, it does tell me, hey, we've reached the end. Like it's a transitory, it's a change, so it's kind of like moving from one thing to the other. So if you did feel burdened, if you did feel overworked, maybe you're taking some time off during this month. Certainly a good time to do so. Usually it's pretty desirable weather in most areas of the country, so certainly would be a good time to do it. Something to, what did I call this row? Something to, what's holding you back. So what's holding you back? I'm kind of getting with this King of Swords here. I'm kind of getting maybe like someone else's expectations, or someone else's the perceived beliefs you have of somebody who may be more of like an authority figure, or somebody you highly value and respect. So you might feel like there's something like, what's holding you back from doing whatever it is? We don't know. Might be to clarify what this is a little bit. But what I'm getting with this particular card in this position as it relates to the question is that you might be fearful of like someone has kind of expressed, someone who's an authority figure, maybe somebody highly respect, could be a parent, a father, grandfather, somebody like that, somebody at work, a boss. I do feel like you have a general respect for this particular person, and I feel like, it might be holding you back from taking particular action because you feel like it's not something that they approve of, okay? It's just that I'm just really strongly getting that with the Knight, the King of Swords in that in that place. with the Three of Cups and the Sun card, I'm kind of getting the vibe of like these are wonderful cards. So I mean, this is what's holding you back. You might have your head in the clouds a little bit. You might be a little bit, maybe you're playing a little too much. If you've been outside celebrating, if you're celebrating, you might be like it might be holding you back. You might not be dedicating the time. Is all this could be saying. But on the same hand, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I guess it's something to be aware of, right? And ensure that, hey, am I working towards my goals? Or am I consciously taking time away from my goals to enjoy other things in life, taking that time away, time off? Sometimes that does help us, right? It helps us to be a little bit more, just the break allows us to come back refreshed, see things differently, and then move forward in a more effective and timely manner, right? So, just be aware of that. You may be tempted by the weather, by the opportunities to go out. I'm getting a lot of opportunities to gather with friends and go out. So you might find that like you're not moving forward with a plan or with something in your life. Maybe it's starting a business. Could be like just things around your house, new projects, because you're probably getting a lot of offers to go out, and a lot of people want to spend time with you because they feel very. I think with the sun we have a very strong positive energy. So people are going to want to be spending time with you particularly around this time, because they find you to be highly energized, very positive, high vibration, and that's definitely coming through. People want to get out and celebrate you. They want to go out and have drinks and go out and enjoy the weather. So it could just be deterring you from a particular goal or aspiration you may have, and so just be aware of it. This column is not meant to be a bad thing. It's just sometimes it is a bad thing, but in this case, I'm kind of getting like what's holding you back is just all this time that you're dedicating to your social life, and that's not a bad thing if we're aware of it, right? So what you don't see coming, the Ace of Swords is some sort of clarity. This could be like a new beginning or an offer. This could be some sort of advice, some sort of offer, some sort of clarity that kind of sets you free and allows you to move forward on something. Again, even when I look broadly at this, like I said, a lot of high vibe positive cards. The Three of Cups, the Sun, the Four of Wands, the Page of Rods, okay? Of Wands really is what that is. I don't know why they call it rods in that deck. It kind of bothers me. But anyway, the Ace of Swords is all about kind of getting that clarity, that insight, and kind of the knowledge and awareness. So, if you need to if there's some sort of like skill gap or something you want to have, or you might be kind of getting an opportunity to join a class, join a seminar, watch some YouTube videos, whatever, that can kind of give you some of that insight. It might kind of spark an idea. This is the idea, the spark. This is the spark of the idea kind of coming in, okay? And what you don't see coming is it's going to have you moving in a different direction. So you might think like, okay, we're going full speed ahead and we're doing this. Sometimes we do this with our business or other things too, right? Like we're going to make widgets, and then something comes to light and it's like, you know what? This is a better opportunity, or there's a greater customer demand for this particular offering a product. We're going to move in that direction. So what you don't see coming is there's going to be some new piece of information that might put you off in a different direction, okay? And you might be a little unsure of that because you feel like you've been working towards this one particular direction, and now you're shifting directions. But with the Strength card, we're kind of reassured that, you know what, you have the power and the strength. You're going to consciously make this decision. You are going to confidently make the decision to move in a new direction, and you're going to do so in a way that, there's minimal disruption is what I'm getting. I'm getting minimal disruption. The Strength card, I mean, she has this lion she's got this lion almost like in a headlock, and she's reaching into its mouth. But she looks extremely calm, cool, and collected. Cool as a cucumber is the term that just came to mind. So I do feel like whatever this new piece of information is going to have you moving in a different direction, you're going to be doing so very confidently and calmly, and it's almost going to be like a nice, smooth transition, at least from the point of view of others. So that's certainly a great thing to see. Now, in the area of the good stuff, I mean, the Eight of Wands here, there's definitely messages coming in for you, and that does tie into this Ace of Wands. So, use this time to connect with your network. Make sure you are spending time. I think you are spending time with your friends and getting out. So that might be part of it, right? This could be messages coming in, could be offers, whatever it is. It could come in, these things could come in swiftly. This new insight that results in a change of direction could come in very quickly. I'm kind of intrigued and wondering what this might be, but the Eight of Wands is very fast, very quick motion, right? In the area of the good stuff, we have the Eight of Swords. So this, in the context of that question, this could be along the lines of, maybe you've been kind of tuning out the word, maybe you've been kind of going within and doing a little bit of, mindset work, thinking about your true, just quieting your mind, going into meditation, allowing your inner beliefs, things that are in the subconscious mind to bubble up, okay? And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So this would be certainly an encouraging time for you to kind of spend some time quieting your mind at the beginning of the day and or at the end of the day, slowly as you drift off to sleep. Quiet your mind and then kind of visualize the life that you really want to lead, okay? This Knight of Pentacles, I mean, this again is similar to some of the other cards here. Notice there's like a sun in the background. Again, a lot of yellow colors. So not only do we have the sun card, we also have the Knight. The Knight's coming. Now, he's typically not moving here. So again, there is this feeling like, I feel like you're not moving on some particular area, right? You're not moving on something because you've been spending all of this time maybe socializing with friends and enjoying the summer as we arguably should be doing, right? So in the area of the good stuff, what this is telling me is that like what you have in front of you, like when you come back to it because it's a fruitful, if you think about the card and the other cards in the other decks, including the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, he's standing in a field. The field is fertile, but it's ready to be tilled and it's ready to be planted on or in. So, what this is telling me is when you do come back, you've got something that's very promising in front of you. So, certainly don't lose, although you're allowing the momentum to shift a little bit and you're spending a little bit of time, focused on enjoying the summer and your time with friends. When you come back to it, when you refocus, maybe in the fall or in September or as the month progresses, there's something that's incredibly attractive and fertile there. So I want to understand this Knight of Swords a little bit more. So let's just use the Robin Wood Tarot deck and see if we can get some clarity as it relates to what's holding you back. Tell us more about this King of Swords. King of Swords, I have the Knight of Cups, have the Hierophant. Okay, so yeah, what this is reaffirming to me is what could be holding you back here, is this particular person. Now, there may be, an emotional connection to this person. This could be somebody that you dated. This could also be just somebody you love and respect and have a lot of, admiration for, like I said before. And, I think there's a presumption that this particular person, who kings are typically older, the Hierophant would be a little bit more tradition and teachings. So, this could be a professor. This could also just be somebody in the education field, but it could also just be related to, deviating away from the true, the standard teachings, okay? And just, kind of going outside of the spectrum or a little bit of, living a little bit outside of the traditional norms and values, and you're kind of a little apprehensive of that with this particular person. So, hey, maybe that resonates with some of you. Definitely kind of keep it in mind. Maybe you're not consciously aware of it, but just think of what's holding you back, and if it is that, it's that fear that somebody might not necessarily approve of what you're doing, feel like it's not a good idea, feel like it's a non-conventional way of doing things that would not be beneficial or certainly wouldn't be advisable, that kind of thing. Just be aware of that. So with that, I thank you for being here, and I'll be back again real soon.